Yo, so this video will be my last video on why the rock type is the worst possible type in all of Pokemon. I think it's absolute horrible. I keep being told that, oh, it's not that bad, you're overreacting. It's alright. Honestly, no. I think it's the worst type ever. It's garbage. Like, it's a huge margin of why I think the rock type is horrible. Now, granted, there are two good effects that the rock type has that give it a little bit of edge to make it somewhat good, but only somewhat. So it has two really good abilities to have. First up, Sandstorm. Sandstorm is really good. So what it does is damage non-ground, steel, or rock types with a little bit of damage every turn. Unless they have something like Sand Veil, right? Its ability which raises your evasionness in a Sandstorm, which I'm pretty sure is banned in competitive Pokemon, because evasion clause. Anyways, Sandstorm also boosts up your special defense by 1.5, which is really, really nice. I think that's a really good effect. And then the second thing that would make the rock type somewhat alright. Ugh. It makes me gross out just saying that. Which is the move Stealth Rocks. If you play competitive singles, you know how good Stealth Rocks are. Sage Hazards are really, really good and can be really annoying if you don't have a good Rapid Spinner or Defogger that can get rid of them. They do chip damage, which in competitive Pokemon singles is very important. If you place doubles, you're not going to see them because they're not good in doubles. So, yeah, that's fun. Anyways, I think the defensive typing of this thing is absolute garbage. You're weak to five really, really common typings. Steel and ground are in my opinion, the best types of all Pokemon. Ground is the best offensive typing in the game. I really like ground types. I think every team should have one ground type usually. And it's the same thing with Steel. Steel is the best defensive type in the game. Look at all these resistances. Like, that's more than half of the types in the game. It's really, really good. Chef's Kiss. And then you're also weak to grass, which right now there's some really good defensive grass types, being Breloom, or Amoonguss, or Ferroseed, or Ferrothorn, sorry. So, like, they usually run something like Power Whip, Bullet Seed, or Giga Drain, so, like, you're still taking super effective damage. And then Water's a really common typing. It's really good. And almost all physical attackers have access to close combat now, since it is now a very, very common type, since there's a TM in Scarlet and Violet. So, like, you're really, really running the risk of that, right? Now, granted, you can't Terra type, which makes a lot of rock types much, much better, because the rock type sucks. And then you resist some pretty bad typings, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Poison is, in my opinion, another really bad type. It's only good for defensive Pokemon, and is pretty good for Fairy typings at least, because Fairy type is pretty good. Super effective Sludge Bomb, that's nice. It's more of a defensive utility type. I don't think Poison is really good. Even most offensive Poison types don't really care for its Poison typing that much, except for hitting fairies. So, like, Poison isn't that great. Normal isn't that good either. They're only good normal types if it has another typing, or if it has good stats slash ability slash some kind of special move, right? So, like, normal types you don't really have to worry about too much. Flying, granted, is a really good typing. I like flying types. I think there's some really good flying types. I don't think you can really go wrong with too many flying types, right? The thing is, flying type is more of a more utility type, in my opinion. You have some really good resistances like ground and fighting immunity, or immunity ground resist to fighting. Those are really good. Paired up with something like steel, which Corviknight is really, really popular. 8. You only have a few weaknesses. Flying is only really used for its pretty decent typing. Because, like I was saying, ground is probably the best offensive typing in the game. And and then you do resist fire. Fire's a good typing. Fire's really strong right now. So like, there you go. You have something good for you. Good job, Brock. Good job. And then even offensively, it's not that good. You hit offensive for ice types. Ice isn't that good. Like, ice is only good for offense. And most ice types that are good are frail and fast. So like, who cares at that point? And then flying types, again, I was saying flying's good, so that's a pretty decent thing to hit. Same with fire. Fire's pretty good. And then bug. Eh, I guess it's alright. And then you don't really hit ground, fighting, and steel that much. Which, as I was saying, they're really common typings and really good, right? But these defensive typings really, really hurt it because there's not a single type that's good paired with. Like, you can look at any strong Pokemon that is rock type, and all their typings are really bad, actually. The only thing that really makes them good is their abilities and stats, really. So let's look at some really strong rock types right now. So, Glamora. Glamora has a horrible typing, and it is pretty decent stat-wise. The only really use for it is Toxic Debris, and that's pretty much it. You can use a Focus Sash. You can pretty much ensure you get 2 spikes off, pretty much, and then you have Stealth Rocks. So that's nice, right? Doesn't have anything to do with its rock typing, because rock type sucks. Let's look at another one. Tyranitar. Really good stats. A really good ability. Horrible, horrible typing. Absolute garbage. You're weak to so many common typings. Fairy, grass, ground, steel, water, fighting. Ah, garbage. You're immune to psychic. That's alright, I guess. Resist dark, meh. You don't really resist anything too useful. Ghost is nice, because there's some really common ghost types right now. So that's nice. But yeah, your typing sucks again. The only reason why Tyranitar is good is because its ability and its stats. Oh. Okay, let's look at another one. Garganatural. Really good ability, really good stats, a really good signature move. It doesn't have anything to do with uh, the rock typing, because rock types suck. Most Garganatuals want to just change their stats, or typing with Terra typings, because it's just a bad typing overall. Like, no specific Pokemon really wants to run Terra Rock because it's just bad, except for Tyranitar, because Sandstorm is really good. And Sandstorm's a really solid effect, which is the only really thing that I can think of. The best possible typing for a rock type, honestly, is Bug Rock. For example, Crustle. So, like, let's look at this. You have less weaknesses, that's good. You're not weak to either ground or fighting anymore. So that's really, really nice. That's really nice. Because you don't have to be scared of really common typings. Except you still resist, or you're still weak to rock, steel, and water. So, like, ugh, ugh. And you only resist normal and poison, which, again, as I was saying, not the greatest typings to be resistant to. So, yeah, there's not really too many good types. Let's look at a few more. Let's look at Dreadnought. Water's a pretty good typing. Oh, you're weak to common types again. And you don't really have the best defensive typing. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Let's look at another one. Let's say let's see another one. Let's say Bastiodon. Steel's another really good typing, and probably the second best one. Okay, you resist some more typings. That's pretty good. Oh, you're quad weak to some of the most common offensive types in the game, and weak to water. Fun. Not the greatest typing either. So honestly, I just think the rock type is the worst possible type in the game. I don't think there's too many things that really works for it. Throughout the generations, there hasn't really been too many good rock types, honestly. I don't even know if there was any pretty good rock types in Ubers, honestly. Like, let's just look at a few of them. Let's look. No rock types, huh? Okay, whatever. Let's go look. Wait, is that one? Is that one? No. We didn't see any rock types. Let's look at another one real quick. Arceus rock. Okay, Arceus rock. Whatever. Arceus is already banned. It's not because of the rock typing. And let's just look at X and Y now. Let's just look at like X and Y. Yo, no, none. Only Arceus rock. Only Arceus rock. So yeah, looking into it, they don't really have any good typings. There's nothing good about rock types. Anyways, yeah. Sorry if it was a little bit too ranty, or whatever. I just really hate the rock type. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, and goodbye.